I thought that we Nigerians were crazy. I thought Nigerians were crazy. But from the news now, what is happening now, I think Kenyans are mad. Kenyans are mad, okay? How do they say, doff my heart or I bow to your superior madness, okay? I don't know how true this is. I don't know if it's true or not, but you guys, please remind me or correct me. But the news I'm hearing is that Kenyans went to Uganda to vote, crossed over to Uganda to vote. Wa Kenya, ni ni. What is going on with you guys? What is going on with Kenyans? You guys have I don't know, what kind of water do you drink? What kind of water do you drink? Is it the water? Is it the weather? Is it the food? Is it the atmosphere that gives you this boldness in Kenya? I was in Kenya last year, okay? I drank water in Syokimau. I drank water in Kilimani. I drank water in CBD. I drank water at JKIA and I drank water in Kibera. I didn't get the boldness you guys have. I didn't get that boldness. I want that boldness, okay? Jesus Christ. In the last video I made, or the last video, I asked that you Kenyans lend us Nigerians or borrow us 500 Kenyans so that we can inject them in different segments of the Nigerian society so that you can go and ruffle some feathers and, wake these people up. But today, I want you Kenyans, please don't be offended. Send every African country. I don't know much about North African Arab countries, but Africans that look like us. Send 500 Kenyan to Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Cameroon, Congo, everywhere, up to even Botswana. I don't care. Send 500 Kenyans to these countries for at least 6 months to a year. Let's see if Africa will not change. Okay? Let's see if Africa will not change. Now, I understand that you Kenyans are like this because from the response I'm getting from you guys, from the comments, your constitution is being taught to you. You know that you know your right from childhood, right from the school, is it primary school or, you are being taught this, your constitution, and you know it, so that if your government does not perform, if your government fails to live up to its responsibilities, you guys will go after them. This is what is lacking in so many African countries, including Nigeria. When I grew up, all of these things were taught to us. Today, a lot of Nigerians, even geography students, even so-called history students, they cannot tell you, if you ask them to name 3 or 5 countries in East Africa, 3 or 5 countries in South Africa, 2 countries in Central Africa, 3 countries in North Africa, it will be hard for them to know that. It's like, I thank God that I was born at a certain time where all of these things were taught. Okay? All of these things were taught, including the Nigerian constitution. including our history of independence. Now, all of those things are not taught. That's why I was saying that the Nigerian population now, the Gen Z or the youths, actually, those below 35 years make up about 58% of our population in Nigeria. So all of these people that are working, they are walking around empty-headed. There's nothing in there because the educational system, I don't know if it's deliberate by the government. They have deliberately refused to teach you these things so that Nigerians will grow up dumb. And I know it's the same thing in other African countries. We don't know our rights. So Kenyans, send 500 Kenyans to different African countries. We need that. Okay. So today's video, I'm not gonna talk about serious things. I just want to have fun with this Kenyans encroaching into what do you call it? Into Uganda. Man, imagine if Odinga succeeded in being the AU president. The current AU president is somebody, I don't know. 95% of Africans don't know him, never heard of him, and he will probably be there during his tenure, accomplishing zero. He will accomplish zero. Somebody in the mold of Gaddafi is Odinga. I know if Odinga went there with his Kenyan mindset, he would shape that union. He will shape that organization to become a powerhouse in the continent. Okay? But they didn't want that. So, oh my God. Kenyans. They asked, I think from what I was, I think they said maybe they caught some Kenyans there. And I heard that the election in that region of Uganda was cancelled after they found out that Kenyans crossed into. I heard that they say, why are you coming here to vote for, why are you crossing to come and vote in Uganda? The Kenyans say, Kwasababu, you have your own president. We want to remove him. Kenya has ex-president. Kenya has ex-president in maybe who? What's your ex-president? The one before Ruto. Kenyatta. We have Kenyatta as ex-president. In Uganda, you don't have ex-president, so we want you to have an ex-president. So, man, the boldness these people have. So please see, whatever you are drinking, whatever you are eating, you have to export that to other Africans. If you cannot send your citizens to go and change these countries, export that. But all jokes aside, I know this boldness comes from education. Okay, it comes from education. It should be emphasized that education, that's what this guy is trying to do now. Traore is trying to do now in Burkina Faso. He knows the value of education. That is why he has made education free from nursery to university. Each and every African country is capable. African countries that have resources is capable of doing this. Imagine Africans, maybe coming from poor background, that their parents could not afford to send them beyond secondary school. Imagine if Africans have this freedom, have this, the parents don't have anything to worry about, that the government is going to take care of school fees and everything up to university. You have smart Africans coming up. If that starts today, if let's say that Traore style is uh, uh, implemented today in other African countries, imagine what Africa will be in, let's say, 10 to 12 years. You have a new generation of smart Africans. You have a generation of Africans who know their rights, who know the constitution, who are sound, who are bright enough. But we have so many people sitting down, not doing anything in our continent. They allow our continent to degenerate into what it is today. So that a rich country in Africa with resources is now is receiving handouts from Western countries. Handout. These Western countries come to these countries, they pillage, they come to Africa, they pillage the resources of those countries. And when there's disaster, they now use that money to buy food and write the name on the names of their country on that bag of wheat, millet, or rice and give it to Africans. We need to grow beyond this. We need to move forward. We need to move away from relying on foreign powers. And how can we do that? We need to look at what Kenya is doing with education. Okay? We need to look at what Burkina Faso is doing with education also. Okay? If other African countries cannot afford to make education free up to university level, at least make it easy. Make it easy. Also, if you go to China, if you go to other countries, maybe in Central, South America, even in Central America, they teach them geography in their language. They teach them history in their language. They teach them mathematics, physics in their language. Is it possible that in Africa, all of these things could be taught to students in their own language that they can understand? It's fine. English is a universal language. It's a language you can use to do business. But is it possible that you teach these people these things in their own language that they can understand? China, what they did, Chinese are smart people. A lot of them that went to school, almost all of them that went to school were taught in Chinese, in Mandarin. They learned English later in life, or they learned English alongside these things, but they were majorly taught in Mandarin. So they know these things. So make it easy for Africans. That's why I'm saying people like Odinga being the head of the AU, he will be smart enough to think about things like this in order to shape our continent. All right, guys. So now, I don't think you guys call Ruto Kasongo. That's fine, but Ruto is like a junior Kasongo. We have senior Kasongos in Uganda, Cameroon, and even Nigeria. All of these Kasongos need to go. All of them need to go. All of these countries. But listen, you guys that are watching me, I know some of you are maybe below 40. A lot of you are below 40. That means in your entire lifetime, Paul Biya has been the president of Cameroon. There is no change. There is nothing. That's not what we want. We want people with fresh ideas coming in. Fresh idea from here, from there coming in. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I didn't want to talk politics. I didn't want to be serious today. I just wanted to marvel at Kenyans having the boldness to go into Uganda to vote out Museveni. Since Ugandans don't want to do it. Since Ugandans don't want to do it. All right, guys. I know, looking at all of these things, 95% of you watching are not subscribed. Only 5%. Wish I could show you the analytics here. A lot of you that are watching are not subscribed. That's the thing. Yeah? I'm getting a lot of views, but not subscribing. That's what it says. 95% of you that are watching are not subscribed. It doesn't take anything. Okay, it doesn't take anything. All you can do, you see my picture somewhere here, I think, or so. Click on it and subscribe. It's easy. Just look at your phone. If you are using your phone, subscribe. If you're watching me on TV, go to your phone and subscribe. If you're watching me on your laptop or thing, but a lot of you are watching me really on your phones. But it's easy. Just subscribe, comment. I like your comments a lot. Now, all of these things I've said about Kenyans, if there's anything I've said that is wrong, correct me. If you have contributions, also correct me, because I'm learning a lot from the responses I'm getting from Kenyans. All right, guys, have a good weekend and enjoy yourselves.